I, as many others, have grown up on YouTube. Many of us have been on the platform for years, maybe even our whole lives. We have seen things that have threatened the creativity of this platform many times before, like, the adpocalypse or the rise of Elsagate and so on. However, none of these are even as bad as compared to the recent threats to content creation, AI, and content farm. And as someone who considers themselves a content creator, I guess, it scares me to see the rise of these soulless videos and the possibility that they'll dominate the content creation space. In general, today I just wanted to talk about what I see as an issue and what I believe makes this so concerning. I'm gonna be honest, this video definitely will sound more like ranty instead of scripted, and that's because it is. I'm letting the heart speak, but I just hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll start with the much smaller thing at first, as it does play a part in this whole spiel about AI, content farms. Now, content farms have been around for a very, very long time. Why? Because YouTube pays creators based on the amount of ad revenue they generate on an individual video. So content farms mass produce videos that are able to get ads on them and then make a ton of money. I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about. These videos have been around since friggin' forever. For example, it'll be like a game like Garden Abandonment or Poppy Playtime, and it'll be like fake leaks or some kind of fan animation, or it'll be like Skibidi Toilet or, Digital Circus fan animations, things like that. And it's just like mass produced. And again, the reason they make all this stuff is because it'll get a ton of views from kids, and then it'll make a ton of money for them, and they won't care what they put in there. They're just there for the money. They don't care about anything else. Now, the thing is about these content farms is that they are absolutely problematic to content creation, because it kind of just makes people do these things that they don't care about at all, and I feel like it ruins the creativity that makes content creation so special. It's also the fact that it's just these are children consuming this media, and they're impressionable, and then these videos are formatted in weird ways, and sometimes even focus on hypersexualization. If you look back at Elsagate, you probably know what I'm talking about. And they don't do anything but stimulate a child's brain. If you look at actual children's media, it's pretty interesting to look at the way they're created, because they teach kids things, obviously, but in a very specific way, and they'll do it via a variety of ways. They'll teach kids things, obviously, like basics of math, shapes, empathy, all that kind of things. But then they'll, share other things, like empathy in subtle ways, like how friends are made and why you shouldn't do this, or why this is bad and why this is good. That kind of thing. And this is all, of course, supplementary to what they are learning in kindergarten or preschool if they go to a school. Children's books and the study of them even has like an entire study and an entire class at my school. And, it's just something that's very, it's not even for even like children, even ones for like bigger kids, I guess, if you want to call them that, the big kids, such as like Adventure Time, still teach us things like, friendship and empathy, the downfalls of being overly ambitious, how greed blinds us, things kind of, or at least just, at least it just gives them a character to look up to. Some boy out there is probably like, Finn's my goat, and he looks up to Finn, you know what I'm saying? But when you kind of give a kid an iPad and just let that shit autoplay, there are no subtle themes. So there's nothing to learn. There's not even subtle themes to learn. There's not even anything to look up to. None of the important aspects of a children's show that actually makes them like somewhat helpful to the development of a kid's brain is there. If you show a kid nothing but like Skibidi Toilet all day and freaking weird animations, it's more like a brain is shut off, me happy sort of thing, But I'm sure you get what I'm saying. You've probably seen these content farm channels like everywhere recently, especially with the rise of mascot horror. But enough of that. Alright, so on to the bigger problem, AI. Now, some might be wondering, what do I mean by AI generated videos? How do you make a video from AI? Well, it's not that an entire video is like AI generated, rather a large giant half of it is script writing and sometimes recording. Scripting is something that can be easily AI generated alongside voice emulation. These two things are what are usually AI generated. You can simply go to ChatGPT or any AI model and ask it for a script on some kind of topic, and then you can just get a script, and then you can either read it and then make a video and say you were the one that did all the research, or you can go to some kind of voice emulation software and make it speak the entire script. Now, despite the rapid evolution of AI, it's still not perfect, and it's still obvious to some people in some ways, whether it be weird sentences or like weird pronunciations, or like how like people say like, they'll say like V instead of 5 with Roman numerals. But other than that, like there are some ways that it's actually gotten a lot better. For example, Blooms made a whole video on this channel called Sarek Artman, which it's like Blooms is a South Park creator. He's a really cool guy. I'll be linking him in the description below. Obviously, credit where credit's due. He talks about the Sarek Artman channel where it sounds shockingly human-ish. It just sounded really off, but a lot of people were actually very confused, or not confused, more like they thought he was real, and then like they actually fell for it, I guess. I don't want to say it like that. It sounds kind of mean. But, they would fall for it, and the whole script and the whole recording was fake, even though it just sounded kind of real. to a lot of people. I don't know. You should watch that video. It's a great video, but it really does show how these AI channels are getting better. But I would like to say though, there is a line I would like to draw. Using AI as a tool, that's fine, that's different. For example, there are times where I've had to go into my journalism class and ask ChatGPT for help on AP styling errors, and then it would do like a final check for me just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Or there are times where people use it for fixing like the wording of things or maybe like formatting, and I think that's fine. I don't think that's a problem. The AP story that I wrote was not AI generated because I used it to check for errors. I just don't think that I just think that whenever you generate something completely new, that is actually AI generated. So if you generate an entire script, that is an AI generated script, and you get the idea. Now, why do I view this as a problem? Well, a few things. I have viewed content creation as this amazing way to express creativity and have seen it as this way where honestly anyone can talk about what they just find interesting or talk about like anything, or maybe this way where they can show their art, or this way where people can just share something with the world, or this way where we can teach things to other people, or maybe just this way to be us. Content creation is a way where we can express ourselves or just make things we really like, whether it be like animations or like gameplay things or like video essays. I guess I don't consider myself a video essayist, but what I kind of do. And everyone's doing it. All these people do it because they usually like it and like expressing things. However, AI videos simply exist to mimic that. They exist to mimic that creativity, that passion that makes content creation so much fun and so special. And it's just to make money off people who want to hear someone talk about something they like, or to create just soulless videos on topics that no human put work or soul into, and are even actively trying to get rid of other content creators to make space for themselves. The problem with AI generated videos is that they take away what makes content creation so special for everyone and use it for profit and money. The reason I find this also scary too is because it is increasingly getting better as masking itself as a real person. The Blooms video I was just talking about, people thought that Sarek Artman was a real person. What is becoming AI, like the difference between AI and reality is becoming very gray. Nobody likes AI content creators, either. It's for content creators, actual content creators, I should say, it's unfair because you can't make as much because now the AI channels are just mass producing slop because they're using AI to create everything. Not everything, just mostly everything except editing. And then people will just end up watching it thinking it's a real person, and then they make a ton of money. They don't care about anything. There's no passion. They just want to make money. For consumers, it's very scary because now there's a world of distrust as you don't know who is actually human and who isn't. How do you know your new favorites, like little small content creator, isn't using AI to write their scripts and voiceovers because they want your time and attention for money? Everyone is scared except those who are profiting off people who watch their AI generated slop, unaware that they are listening to the soulless words of a collective database and ignoring the smaller channels who pour their heart and soul into something that they think is a great product. The future of content creation truly does rest in our hands now, as we must fight against the uninspired scum who try and assimilate into a space that is meant to grow and nurture creativity, and instead there are these people who are trying to infect it with soulless and loveless videos that do nothing but hurt those who want to be creative and be like unique. This doesn't, No, this doesn't even go for videos anymore. The lazy bastards who try and show their hollow canvases and label it as their own art, the soulless corporate robots who want to replace creative directors or passionate producers with an AI that will simply plagiarize the love that we put into our films and media, all of it. We should fight it. We have to do something against it. And with, YouTube and content creation specifically, I don't think YouTube is going to do anything. They make money off of content being made, so they're really not going to do too much. It's up to us. We have to do something. Well, yeah, that was a longer bit than I was expecting. I know this isn't like the smoothest transition, considering that was so dramatic, emotional, passionate, whatever, but whatever. I just, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I would like to say, I don't think there's obviously still going to be love for human creators. I just think AI creation will definitely get more prevalent, and that is something we just do have to be worried about. I know this one felt less scripted, obviously, and was more chaotic, but I just really wanted to let my mind speak on this one. I just hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next time.